Hey guys, in this tutorial we are diving into substeps, what they are, why they are useful, and how they can significantly enhance your geometry node simulations in Blender. If we look at a basic particle system in the front view, you'll often notice a stepping pattern. This happens because particles move at a constant speed and are instanced only once per frame. Because they travel the same distance every time the frame updates, they end up perfectly aligned in rows, creating an artificial, non-organic look. If we add some substeps to the particle system, let's say 10 substeps, and we start the simulation, we can see those particles are spaced much better. But substeps can also solve collision detection issues. If particles move too fast, they can pass right through a collision object between frames. By increasing the substeps, we calculate the position multiple times per frame, ensuring the collision is detected. Let's start with a fresh new file. Delete everything, then add a simple plane object for our emitter. Open up a geometry node editor, and on the right side I'll open the 3D viewport, go into front view and switch to orthographic. The first step is to add geometry nodes. And here I want to distribute some points on faces, so I grab a distribute points on faces node. To move all of these points, we use the simulation zone. And inside here, I use a set position node and say that I want to move all of my points by -1 in the Z direction on every frame. If I press play, you can see the points falling. What I like to do is to multiply our vector by the delta time to make it independent from our frame rate. Let's grab a vector node, put the value -1 into Z, and use a vector math scale node to scale this by the delta time. Now our simulation should take exactly 24 frames to reach the -1 position, because that's the current frame rate of my project. Right now we only distribute the points once at the beginning of the timeline. We want to do it every frame. Use the join geometry node to join our new points into the simulation every frame. For my taste, -1 is a little slow, so I change it to the Earth's gravity value of -9.81. To fix the static pattern on the emitter, use the scene time node. Take the frame output and plug it into the seed of the distribute points on faces node. This gives us an individual seed for every frame. Now our particle simulation looks okay, but if we go in the front view, we can see the weird stepping pattern again. And to fix this, we use substeps. The basic idea behind substeps is to do multiple calculations on every frame. We can do this with a nested loop using a repeat zone. Everything we do inside the simulation zone, we now want to do inside the repeat zone. Nest the repeat zone inside the simulation zone. Currently we are still doing one iteration per frame, so it seems that nothing has changed. If I put 4 iterations in a repeat zone, the simulation runs 4 times as fast. This is logical because we are doing the math 4 times per frame. To compensate, we need to divide our computations by the iteration count. Use the vector math divide node, create an integer node for our iterations, set it to 4, and plug it into both the iteration socket and the division socket. The speed of our simulation now looks much better. But when we pause our simulation, we might see a weird pattern. This is because we are only setting the seed for the distribution once per frame, even though we are doing 4 iterations. To fix this, multiply the frame by the iteration index. Now it almost looks perfect, but there's still a little problem. Every first iteration of every frame looks similar. Since the first iteration of our simulation zone starts at 0 and multiplying by 0 results in the same seed, add a math add node and add 1 to the index before multiplying. Now it looks much better. Finally, there's one problem left. If I increase the iterations per frame, the particle system becomes much more dense. This is because the density value doesn't take the iterations into account. To fix this, create a density input value. Use the math divide node to divide the density value by the iteration count. Now, even if I increase the substeps to 100, we still have the same relative density of points. And that's basically it for this tutorial. Remember, any computations you do inside the loop must be scaled or compensated by the iteration count. I hope you find this useful, give the video a thumbs up and maybe subscribe to the channel. See you next time.